Monday Mornings with Matt and Kevin. These two will debate real-life issues from a Catholic perspective every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Make the world Catholic again.
Well, good morning to everyone out there. It's a beautiful Monday morning. Okay, it's rainy here, and I'm balancing with a baby tied around my chest. So if you hear little squeaks and groans, it is not me or Matt. It is little Amelia. Just so it could be Matt. Matt does sometimes squeak. He squeaks a little bit sometimes.
It could be.
Yeah, you know.
You try to edit those out, but
if he hasn't had his coffee, he gets a little whiny in the morning. But you guys know how it is. It's a Monday. Everyone gets a little whiny on a Monday morning, right, Matt? We're all feeling it a little bit, but that's why we're here. And I'm glad to be back with Matt. Last week we weren't here together. Sometimes it's just kind of hard to get together to record. We record these on a Sunday evening, and we both get kind of busy. But good to be back with Matt, and we have some pretty interesting topics to talk about. It was kind of funny. I even had to laugh out loud. Matt's like, "Hey, let's talk about our favorite breakfast cereals, and let's talk about Go ahead, Matt. Yeah.
Well, go ahead. You can finish.
No, and let's talk about what is it, or what did you text me? What was
the attributes of the resurrected body of Christ?
The attributes of the resurrected body of Christ.
Two things, and what do they have in common? That's this week's trivia.
It was
question.
so, and I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, it sounds. I don't want to laugh about that part of it, but just like the juxtaposition of those two was just hilarious. But that's part of what I love about this show, Matt. Is like we talk about everything, right? We talk about breakfast cereals. As I pull my headphones up, and we talk about very Catholic things, theology, etc. And it's cool. I really appreciate it.
We talk about how the Rockies were eliminated from playoff contention.
Oh, come on,
a few days ago. I figured I would remind. Yeah,
Actually, I have a little bit of hope in the Rockies. The Rockies have a pretty good farm system. I don't know what they're going to do, but in a few years they'll be better. Good, probably not, but better. They'll be better. They have some talent coming up.
All right, that's one thing. And second, we are at 2 years, Kev. September 12th, 2022.
What?
I looked it up. Yes, I looked it up before we came on, and that was the format was so different. Like we would have topics that you had timestamps in it, and then we had a guest in the middle, and then we came back and
we put a lot more work into
evolved. Yes.
Yeah, and then Kevin got busy and is like, no, I don't have time for that stuff. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's a little tough. But no, man, it's awesome. If anyone here who thinks we should be syndicated, we should be broadcasted live over all 50 states.
Right after right after Limbaugh, or no, he died.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Well, Limbaugh died,
right after whatever one of those.
Clay Travis. It's Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clay Travis. I actually listen to Clay Travis. He's a sports guy.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I figured the lineup would be more like Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity, and then us at 9 in the 9 slot.
That should be.
And followed by Tucker. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be awesome? It's like Hannity, he's talking about, there's war in Russia and what are we going to do? And then we're like, oh, so what's your favorite breakfast cereal?
We would be most popular.
Yes, we would be more popular. We should be.
Most popular.
Absolutely. Come on, guys.
Hey, this morning, Kev. This morning, I told you just before we started this that Trump posted on his social media, not on Twitter, but on Truth Social and Instagram, a picture of Our Lady of Guadalupe and said, "Happy birthday, Mary." And of course, there's war in the comments, as you would imagine. It's interesting because anytime you make you risk, I shouldn't say risk, you annihilate, maybe it would be a different word, all of these quote unquote Christians who are suddenly so offended. Why are you speaking about Mary, and whatnot? So there's certainly a war that's developed in the comments. I briefly scrolled through them on Instagram, and some Catholics and Protestants exchanging their talking points or whatever you want to say about that. So interesting, though. I thought that was Biden wouldn't do that.
And he's Catholic, supposedly.
Sure.
So good for Trump. Again, we both definitely are not Trump lovers, but I mean,
no, I am not.
If you do something good, I will praise it for being good, and that's a good thing. Yes. And I'm glad of that. I think there's a lot of things you and I could talk about politically, with the IVF stuff and whatnot, which I hope to talk about soon with Father McKenna about the issues with IVF and why it is a big deal. But we'll say that for another day. We'll Matt and I'll skip it for today. But again, you do have to take a win when you get a win. In as Catholics, as you said, Matt, it's like that's not like every Christian is a fan of someone saying, happy birthday, Mary. For sure
No,
not. That's
no.
even the opposite. So I think, we do have to take that as a, hey, that's nice. I'm glad that the likely next president is saying happy birthday to Mary. That's good.
I
Thanks,
might have
Trump.
my last inclination was Kamala takes it. I might have waned on that a little bit.
Well,
My
the
my
polls
official
point towards
Nate
Trump.
Silver.
Yeah.
The Nate Silver model
Yeah.
gives Trump a pretty heavy chance, which is
61% now, I think. Yeah.
61 to 38, which he's not so
Yep.
much of a pro-Trumpish kind of guy.
No,
The debate
no.
is Tuesday. The debate is Tuesday. I think the debate is coming up, and I think if Trump could land just one of "I'm speaking" on her, I think he would. I think he would
Yes.
secure it, and I'm hoping that he does do that. And
Yes. That's
he
such a
has
good
it in him
idea.
to do that. Like he
Not,
absolutely
I'm
has it in him to
speaking.
do that.
I'm
Yeah,
speaking.
yes, he
I'm
can. He would
speaking.
absolutely do that. He
I'm
would.
speaking. Oh my goodness. Is there ever been anything more obnoxious ever
No.
in any debate? It's so funny. Like the liberals are like, oh, that's such a big win. Oh, you go, girl. Oh, I just want to turn off the. I don't know.
She just
Plug
had
my
a
ear. I just
video
can't handle it.
Friday. She had a video on Friday talking about her Starbucks coffee cup and thought it was absolutely hilarious. She's drunk. She's drunk.
Did you see
Yeah.
Putin? Putin's like, oh yeah, I think that America
Yeah, we
should
pick Harris.
should go with Harris because she has a really nice
I did.
laugh, and she
Yeah.
laughs so much, and it's really unique. Or I forget exactly what he said. But it's really, it's like, and if she's laughing all the time, then she must be, things must be pretty good, so she won't
Things are
sanction
great.
Russia or whatever. And
Things are great.
he's like smirking the whole time, and like, oh man, it's actually pretty classic, and it shows you the entire world is laughing at America, and for sure they're laughing at Kamala Harris. Like, oh man, are you guys serious? Like, you're not serious. No, come on. You're not serious though, right? It's so dumb.
Apparently serious. There's actually one of the political pundits. Is it Frank Luntz, who I think he's a CNN pollster. He actually said, Kev, that if the debate goes Biden-esque, which I don't see how that could be possible. If the debate goes Biden-esque, there's like a 39 whatever percent chance, I don't know who comes up with these things, that she be pulled off the ticket and replaced. I don't know how that would happen, but can you? I mean, wow, with who? Maybe Biden will come back. Maybe he'll come back.
No, I don't see it. They're stuck.
I don't see it either, but
they're stuck. They have to run with Harris, and at this point, I feel like it's got to be Trump. But no. So I mean, we could talk politics all day, but
we would.
I actually do want to get into the cereal thing.
To the cereals?
I can't pull it up.
So I have it right here. So this started because the other day I was coming home from work, and the radio said that they've released a list of the 50 greatest breakfast cereals of all time. And now, first of all, I got to say, I don't know how you're going to react to this, but I don't really like breakfast cereal. I am not a huge fan. You don't
either.
Oh,
no, I haven't. I haven't since I was a kid.
Of me,
no,
like
no, I know we're
Thanksgiving
kind of
and all that.
boring.
Okay,
but, I mean, I'm more of an eggs and bacon type of guy. When
Sure,
I
yeah, I'm
can.
not the type to eat this.
And if I'm on the run, then I actually do try to not do sugar, and that's kind of the key thing.
Right.
Don't do sugar in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. As best you can, don't do sugar in the morning.
So let me ask you this before we jump in: breakfast cereals in America as opposed to Germany. What do you see there, or what is it?
There's similar.
Are they there?
Everything in the U.S. is sweeter. Everything.
But are they there though? Really, like, can you get Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Can you get mini wheats? Like, are they there?
Not easily. No, they're all different. You'll see cornflakes sometimes.
Ugh, nasty.
But like off-brand cornflakes. Yeah. You have
the same cornflakes.
You have the same ideas, but they're not the same brands. I don't think. I'm sure you'll find some over here, but the brands are all different, so you won't have the original types of breakfast cereals. But no, yeah, I think the biggest difference is, I think when you look through this list, I glanced through it and you see the amount of sugar in it. I would bet you it's probably double in everything in the U.S. So it's interesting when you bake over here. So when you bake cookies or whatever, you bake for a while. So I've lived here for 8 years in Germany. So you bake for a while and you get kind of used to the amount of sugar you use. And then I will go back and use, American recipes for cookies or cake or whatever. And man, I'm telling you, it's double. The sugar in these recipes is like easily double. in the American
Wow.
recipes compared to the German. It's really pretty wild.
That's not
and
good.
it's not good. I mean, I mean, it tastes great. I'm not gonna lie. They're good. They taste good, but it is a wild amount of sugar, man. I mean, like insane. And I
Imagine
bet
how
you these
fake all of these are,
cereals
though.
too are insane.
They have them here on the list. I didn't compare like sugar intake, but I don't know if you want me. Maybe we can link this in
Yeah, for
the
sure.
comment thing so people can look at it. But so when I heard this, I was like, well, I don't really like cereal. I mean, I have the ones that I prefer and all that, and I don't know if you want me to read all 50. I can. It's not too long, but let's just
Did you,
read through,
as a
but
kid? As a kid, did you eat cereal?
no, I never did. No, I never did. I
No.
found
What?
no. I mean, I did. Like I
Matt
had
ate,
them.
Matt ate spaghetti for breakfast as a kid.
Lasagna
Matt
for
was like,
breakfast.
linguine, mama. I need my
Leftover pizza.
linguine for breakfast.
Leftover up eats. Yeah. Now, if there was a pasta cereal, maybe I would have. Maybe I need to invent.
Oh, dude, that'd be
I don't know
legit.
if that, maybe I can make it
Like-
disgusting, or maybe it would be really good. I don't know.
You put like pasta
With homemade
milk.
sauce. Maybe
A
I'll
little
think
bit
of
of
maybe
fish
I'll,
in there. Or,
hey, you
know,
laugh
yeah.
now. Just wait.
Yeah, hey man.
Just wait
Matt's
until
gonna
I'm having dinner with Elon and
Heck yeah.
all of them because of
get for
my
his pasta cereal.
my
I like
penne
it. I like
penne
it.
cereal. I'll come up with a name.
Yes. Oh,
So
penny cereal. Yeah.
The cereal's 160 years old, Kev. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
It
I
was
believe that.
introduced
It
in-
wasn't. It
yeah.
was cornflakes, right? It was the.
Yes,
was
in
the name?
1863. Now they call it here a religious conservative, which probably means he was normal.
Ah.
Who also was
a
a farmer
Mormon or
in
something.
upstate New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a Mormon.
Yeah.
James Caleb Jackson. So
Okay.
he, I guess it doesn't really go back through it here, the backstory of it all, but I think you're right. It was like a cornflake sort of thing that I think was by accident, or somehow he was trying to come up with a cereal and something popped or sizzled accidentally on the stove, and he was like, I think this is it. Something along those lines. I don't have the full history here, but so somehow, some way, they're ranking the top 50 cereals of all time. I don't know what it's even based upon. Maybe people's favorites. I don't know, but
Yeah.
so I'll
good
I'll
question.
read through them, Kevin. You tell me. Like I looked through the list. Some of these I have not heard of, and maybe they're discontinued, or maybe they were a quick.
Yeah,
like,
I think some of them look like they're from like the
40s,
1960s. Yeah.
and I think it might be cool. Yeah, like so this one here. So number 50, Frosted Mini Wheats. Now on the website they have like the
Yes.
little. You can watch the little commercial that aired at the time. So 1969, Frosted Mini Wheats. I like those. I actually think those are pretty good. If you want to know what I've done with those, Kev, I've put milk in the bowl and then I microwaved it really quick, and it almost tastes like a cinnamon dessert. I know.
Nice.
I know. But maybe
You know, I just remember we used to eat those as kids because my parents said they weren't too insanely sweet. And I just remember you'd have to eat them real fast or they get soggy. And if you didn't
That's what it
eat them
says here.
fast
They're-
enough, like you'd leave
known
it for a
for the
minute and they could
sogginess,
turn
yeah.
into mush. And it'd be like, you're getting the last bites of Frosted Mini Wheats. It's like, oh man, this is so bad. But the first couple
Yeah.
bites are good.
Yep. All right. 49, Weetabix. I have no idea.
I don't know what that is either.
And there's a commercial if you want to click it. It came out in the 30s, 1932. I probably didn't last long. Whatever. 48, Shredded Wheat, which I don't know how that's different from the
I think mini wheats.
other
Mini
one,
Frosted
wheat.
Mini Wheats are frosted. They have sugar in them.
Yeah, so this one is from 1893. So this is an original.
Wow.
And again, the cool thing is you can actually click the video and see like an advertisement for it. It's pretty
From the
neat, from
1890s.
And yeah. Yes,
Wow.
the 1890s.
That'd be an interesting
One of those
advertisement.
4K commercials. Yeah, that
Yeah,
they aired
right.
back then.
Exactly. Yeah.
Quaker Oatmeal Brown Squares. So 1987.
I think I remember those, yeah.
There's low sugar in these, only 9
Oh
grams.
man, do you remember those Quaker Oats, like those packaged, like oatmeal
come-
bars?
Bar.
these
Yeah, it would
oatmeal
come like a
soft
Rice
oatmeal
Krispie
bars?
or granola bar. I do
They
remember
were
that. Those
so
are pretty
good. Oh man.
No, I like brown sugar.
Yeah.
I think
you
brown
mean like
sugar
the
is
oats,
a nice-
the oatmeal. The oatmeal.
Either the flavor of it. I just like brown sugar.
Yeah.
Brown
No,
sugar
me too.
cookies,
No,
brown
I'm with
sugar,
you. No,
whatever
we-
you name.
We get like gourmet organic brown sugar over here, and it's amazing.
Oh, gourmet.
Eat
Did you
it.
say gourmet? Brown sugar.
Gourmet. It's
Oh,
really,
gourmet.
It's a
Oh,
gourmet. It's like a really high quality brown sugar. It's awesome.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
This one, 2003, number 46, Go Lean Crunch. This is probably one of those fads that never made it very
I've heard
far.
of that one. Yeah.
If you think this is for the health conscious, I'm just reading here, then you've never tried it or your taste buds simply don't work. Oh man, it's probably why we never heard of it. This one I do know, Kev, number 45, 1996. So the commercial here is from 96. Waffle Crisp. I do remember those.
I don't
They were
remember
little.
those either.
You don't? Oh, I do.
No, sounds good.
They're little, and they look like waffles. Like if you were to
I
picture
remember
a Belgian
Honeycrisp.
waffle, shrink it.
No. Okay, yeah, I think I remember Waffle Crisp. Yeah, okay.
Shrink it.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
They don't make cool commercials anymore for cereal.
That's true.
I used to think growing up there was a whole bunch of. So here's
and they used to, but they used to
18
make commercials
Yes.
for kids. Isn't that kind of creepy? They still do.
Yeah, they do.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
It is.
That's weird.
It is odd. So cornflakes number 44 right on the rankings.
Wow, way down there.
1894. Yeah. Despite the large shadow it cast over breakfast in America, cornflakes ain't all that. If you liven it up with some banana slices and some sugar, then maybe you have a fine cereal. But however, by its lonesome, it's just a means for you to ingest more corn, just as the American intended. I don't like them. My grandmother used to eat cornflake like no tomorrow.
Man, when I was a kid, I liked like every type of cereal. I mean, I was a cereal
Just
fiend.
give it to you.
Oh man.
Do you remember when they came out with the little boxes? You get a pack of like 9 boxes and it'd be all mixed.
Yeah.
And, you had
Like,
one
Mom,
shot.
that's not enough. Give me like 5.
Yeah.
Matt, we used to eat cereal out of like dog food bowls. There weren't actual dog food bowls. We used to
Correct.
open to my mom.
Little plastic bowl.
They were huge.
I did that.
Because I mean, come on, like these little breakfast bowls, like as big as your hand. It's like, come on, man, I'm 12. I need to eat like 5.
Yeah, right.
We used to
I
have these
can't eat this.
gigantic bowls. We'd fill them up.
Yeah.
My dad had to spend so much money on cereal. I can't even imagine. Good time.
Maybe you can. Yeah, you got to ask him how much was the budget for cereal.
Man, I should.
The budget for cereal.
How much did
in
you
the
spend on
90s?
cereal, Dad? I
Because they
owe
had
him.
stock.
I owe him. I need to send Dad
You
a
do.
big stock of cereal. I think.
You should. I never heard of this one, Kev. Number 43 is called the Basic Four. Never heard of it. 1991. Basic Four is a mixed bag of grains that make one fascinating cereal. That's all it kind of really says. Never heard of it. Number 42, Banana Nut Crunch. Never heard of that one either.
I know Honey Nut Crunch. Yeah, Banana Nut Crunch. I don't think I know.
Number 41, Kraken Oat Bran, 1977. I guess it says here it's full of cinnamon and nutmeg, like Christmas in a bowl.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah,
actually.
looks pretty good.
I don't know that, but cinnamon and nutmeg, that is a good mix. Man, we make for the St. David's Day, so it's March 1st. That's my family feast day. So Davis comes from St. David.
Sure.
And we make Dewey cakes, and that's nutmeg and cinnamon.
Oh, well, maybe you need to replace that with Kraken Oat Bran cereal.
Yeah, man, put a little milk around that.
Yeah. Number 40, you know the commercial that's for this Life cereal. Do you know the slogan?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we used to eat Life. That's another soggy. Oh, that was a soggy cereal. Oh,
but
man.
who's the kid that likes it? Mikey likes it.
Oh, is Mikey Life? Was
That's
that
it.
Life?
That's
Wow.
it. Mikey, here he is, the innocent.
No, that was Legos, wasn't that? Oh no, not Legos.
No.
Lego, my Eggo.
That's not
you're
Mikey.
Right. It was
anything.
Life. You're right.
Yeah,
right.
Lego my Eggo. That's a waffle.
Yeah, you're right.
Although they do make a 39, I think I know. 39 is Apple Cinnamon Cheerios, 1988.
Oh, nice. That was so good.
I think they remind me of was it Apple Crisp cereal?
Yeah,
maybe something similar. That I
remember those.
That I kind of like. So far, I have not seen my favorite. If I had to pick a favorite,
oh, you're 39. Come on,
huh? Oh yeah, 39. Right. There's plenty more. So 39.
Yeah.
38 is Alphabets. I don't remember what these tasted like.
I don't remember those either.
1957. I these still exist, but a big part of, let me just read here, delicious sugar coating. At least one person has learned to read from this cereal. That's funny because they're the letters of the alphabet: A, E, I, O, U.
Oh, nice.
And you can watch. Yeah,
this one I don't know. Sugar and learn.
You can eat sugar and learn. What could go wrong?
Win-win.
It was a better time back in those days.
It was a better time.
Americans were better. Number 37, I have no idea. Crispix, Crispix.
No, I haven't heard of it.
1983. No. There's not even a real picture for me to look at. There's a video ad, but I can't. It's too blurry. So I can't really tell. Number 36, no idea. Crave cereal. Krave. Crave. It's chocolate. 2010.
I don't know that either.
We know this is a recent cereal, so how could it be one of the best of all time?
Well,
have you actually tried it? Yeah, I wasn't eating cereal in 2010. It looks kind of like a chocolate bar. I don't know. It's weird. Oh,
I can do that.
This is American. Here, number 35, s'mores cereal. It actually looks like a little twirled up marshmallows and big chunks of I don't know, graham cracker. Perfect S'mores is a culinary art, 2003. I don't remember that. I don't know. 34 Corn Checks, 1936. I don't. It's safe, reliable, and satisfying. 1936 there. No, probably boring. 33 Grape Nut Flakes came out in 1897.
Flakes.
Yeah, there is a commercial. It's not from the 1890s, but there is an ad for it, and it looks like, man, if I had to guess looking at the ad, maybe from the 60s or 70s, kind of like that that fainted color. You know, this one, Raisin Bran Crunch. I don't know if that's different from Raisin Bran.
That was like, Mom, can we have a sweet cereal? You can have Raisin Bran. We'll have
I hate it. I hate it. That came out in this one.
Mom,
this one must not be Raisin Bran because it's 1999. So Raisin Bran Crunch. So they must have. I don't know.
Crunch. They probably improved Crunch. It. Yeah, they improved
something happened. 31. This was the one that I would think would be number one, just because Cheerios. Wow. No, I'm gonna. I have beef. No, it says in the comments, delicious taste. I don't how Cheerios are delicious.
They have like no taste.
There's nothing to it.
Let's cut up some cardboard and put it in milk.
In fact, I think like here it says delicious. It leaves an awful aftertaste. Like, you know, when you eat it and then like there's that weird taste.
Yeah.
It says it's historically this might not be that high on our list, but you certainly can't beat Cheerios. Whatever. And that came out in 41. So okay. Number 30, Kix. I remember this, Kix. 1937. This cereal is kind of like a drug. There's just enough sweetness that you can chase bigger bursts of sugar in each bite. All right. This one, Kev, number 29. This one was fun. Peanut Butter Crunch, Captain Crunch.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's on the list. I would agree with that there.
Man, I still have scars on the roof of my mouth from it, but man.
Yeah, they were pointy. You're right.
It was it would rip you up, man. Oh, it was so good. Oh, I love Peanut Butter Crunch.
Your mouth. Absolutely. So 1969. And they have the commercial here that if you want some nostalgia and you'd like to there were a few Captain Crunch cereals, but the Peanut Butter Crunch was great. You're right though. You would bite it and it would just kind of shred a little bit, and it would be tearing up your.
It would tear you up.
28 Cinnamon Life cereal from 1978. I guess like I'm just reading here. Life is better with a hint of cinnamon. All right, I don't really know. I do remember this one. Number 27, Count Chocula. I remember this.
Oh, I don't think I know that.
I want to say though, there's an advertisement here, but it's just a cartoon. I want to say it was like little Rice Krispies, but in chocolate, if I had to recall correctly. But I'm not sure. No, I think you're going to know the slogan of this one. Number 26, 1965, Honeycomb cereal. Do you remember that commercial?
Oh boy.
You don't remember the
little guy? It had a bee, right? But I don't remember the slogan.
I think he's a bee, and he screams, "Me want honeycomb." Like he screams.
I kind of remember that. Yeah,
that one. It was a crazy commercial. I remember as a kid being like, "This commercial's so wild that I think I need to eat this."
Nice.
25, right halfway. Corn Pops. Gotta have my pops.
Oh yeah. They were one of those like really underwhelming ones. Like you'd get like sweet cereal, and then you eat it. It's like
absolutely.
Okay. Right,
absolutely. Yeah, like you would, because there's definitely a thing about advertising with these cereals. So the cartoons, the look, like the slogans, you think you have to have it. This I absolutely remember. Number 24, Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs, 1994.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It said every 9-year-old's dream, candy for breakfast.
I don't think we were ever allowed that at home. I think I had to go with my grandparents.
Yeah, because it's too bad. Yeah, it's too bad.
That's like poison.
Everything
you know what's amazing is like they make this stuff and it's like, hey, let's put enough sugar to like kill a wild boar and let's sell it to children. That's pretty much what this is.
Did you put a lot of milk in your cereal or just like a little bit? Like did you drench it?
Oh yeah, drenched it.
Oh, you did.
And please tell me you put cereal first. If you put milk in first, Matt, we are done.
No, never. How can you do that?
Thank you. Thank
you. People do that?
Man, I talked to someone the other day. Not the other day. I don't know. At one point, I talked to someone like, I put my milk in first.
What? How do you judge?
It's insane. Like you are a psychopath. If you put first. You're a psychopath.
I need to
Anyone
make this
listening to this
Twitter
show
poll.
and you put your milk in first, then please go see a psychiatrist, like immediately, because you're insane.
They'll immediately start an IV drip on you.
You do what?
Quick.
Yeah.
Now, how about this? I don't get the connection here, but 23 is Kellogg's Special K, and it said here the description here says it had a misogynistic commercial.
Well,
maybe I need to go and buy it. Yeah,
I was gonna say in that case. Wow. Right.
How or why? I do not. There is the advertisement here, and I can't.
Howard to the patriarchy.
Here. Right. So I don't know. Anyway, I feel like too there are some pronunciation variations with a few of these that are changing the cereal. Like 22 is Cocoa Krispies, which that's not Cocoa Crisps.
Yeah, Cocoa Crisps is what
I don't know if it's the same. Right. Yeah. 1958 Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Oh, it's like Rice
I remember that.
Or,
I remember that. Yeah. So there must be Rice Krispies but in chocolate, which I think was the Count Dracula cereal or whatever. All right, 21 Fruity Pebbles. I remember these.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're also not very good though. There are another ones. No, it was like pure sugar, but it wasn't interesting as a kid. It's kind of okay. Yeah, I'll eat it. But
it was. They used the Flintstones to advertise it. So there was Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble on the box, and like here he is. Here I'm looking at the commercial. Barney Rubble's eating the Fruity Pebbles cereal, and it's just a nice nostalgia here in this one. All right, number 20. Now this one is Honey O's, OHS. I don't know. Talk about a delicious little cereal. Graham crackers and a little honey make for big flavor. It's not called Honey O's anymore, but this breakfast cereal still makes us go in the morning.
I just remember Honey Bunches of Oats. That was
I remember that one.
I remember that one was good. That was one of my favorites.
So number 19, I've liked this one a lot as a kid. I think you probably would agree with me. French Toast Crunch.
Oh yes,
you remember that? Okay,
bring it on.
A sibling of the all-time great Cinnamon Toast Crunch, French Toast Crunch is a nice alternative. This came out in 1996, so I have some nostalgia to reuse that word from looking at the ad here. When you don't have time to make French toast in the morning, this is a great backup plan. I agree.
Oh man, if you're too lazy to make the easiest breakfast imaginable, then please just pour in a bunch of our cereal. It's another one though that my parents would never let us eat. They would never.
Correct.
We could never eat the Cinnamon Toast Crunch too. We weren't allowed. We had to eat that with my grandparents or sneak it in. Or something.
Yeah, that was a sneak in. Number 18, this one was pretty good. Cocoa Pebbles. 1971.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Again, they used the Flintstones for it. The fact that this cereal is named after prehistoric rocks should tell you something. Clearly, it must be delicious to have survived all those years. They're making a joke. Again, marketed by Fred Flintstone. What's Fred Flintstone's wife? What's her name here? I see her in the oh no, this is Barney's wife.
Oh man, Elma.
I don't know.
I don't know. I wasn't a big Flintstones guy.
Someone will know. Yeah, I didn't really
before my time.
But that's her thing here. All right, number 17. I guess this is an American classic. Wheaties, 1921.
Wheaties. We didn't really eat Wheaties because we didn't really like them, but they were famous, right, for the athletes that they had on the covers.
Correct.
Which is pretty interesting. They spent so much of their advertising on their box covers with famous athletes. I wonder if it worked. It's actually an interesting question because it didn't taste.
There was a point, you would know this better than me, but who the first athlete on the Wheaties box?
The first? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I would guess something like Jordan or Gretzky or something like that.
Let me see. First athlete on Wheaties box. No, because it goes so old.
Oh, wait! Don't tell me. When's the year?
59. I have no idea.
Oh, wow, 59. Oh man. 59. Grief. Who was around in 59? Okay, Johnny Unitas.
No.
Okay.
I don't even know who this is. Esther Williams.
Oh, I don't know who that is either.
And then in 1964, Bart Starr. I know that.
Okay, Bart Starr. I know.
Of course, obviously, I think the most famous one is the Jordan one. I would
Jordan, Gretzky. Yeah. I mean, who's your biggest players would get on the Wheaties box.
Sure. What's funny is here it says we've been so indoctrinated by advertising that we are sure this is the healthiest cereal of them all. If it gives us dunks like Jordan, homers like Pools, and the stamina of Tiger Woods, then pour them in a bowl for us.
So dumb.
All right, number 16,
man.
Rice Krispies. So,
Oh yeah. Man,
1990.
I tell you, the Rice Krispies is pretty lame, honestly, by itself. But Rice Krispie
Correct.
treats, oh man, bring it on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the bar, the Rice Krispie.
Yes, the bar.
That was all. And your hands were sticky for 2 days. After
Oh yeah.
Of those.
And your stomach probably died, but it was awesome.
We used to bring them for lunch. We used to unwrap them up in the blue. I think it was like a blue wrapper. And your hands were just
yeah. Totally.
All right, number 15. Oh, I see. This is all weird. Number 15. This is Captain Crunch. Oops, all berry. So this came out.
I remember all berry. I don't remember all berry. I remember the mixed.
This one was a weird, kind of thing that they introduced in 1997. So. I think this is one of those things that what happened is they pretended on the commercial anyway that the Captain Crunch factory had an error, and it instead of putting up cereal, put out all berries, and now look at what happened here.
Man, I tell you, when my parents brought home a box of anything Captain Crunch, I was stoked.
You had the milk in your hand.
Oh man, I was so happy. I can't wait for morning. Can I just go to sleep now so I can wake up and have some Captain Crunch?
You were this excited about cereal.
Love that stuff.
I was never this thrilled about it.
I have to admit.
Now, here's one that changed. Now, it's funny too because I'm looking at this and I remember the picture of the American breakfast, and they've got the bowl of cereal, the orange juice, the milk, the bacon and eggs, the toast, and the stack of pancakes. Now, I could have probably eaten that, 10 years ago. I don't know about now, but 1954 came out the number 14 cereal Trix. They changed these. Did you know? I remember them, and you probably remember them as well. They were different shapes.
Kinda.
Like the red flavor was like the shape of a strawberry. They were all different. Now they're all just little circles. They're all just they changed. Yeah. People used to make fun because remember the rabbit wanted the Trix cereal, and then the kid would say Trix are for kids.
Right.
Somebody made a joke. Yeah, because the shapes changed. They're no longer like the yellow is the shape of a banana. Somebody said maybe because now they're all circles, and somebody said maybe they really are those shapes. We're just not kids anymore, so we can't see them. Ha ha. Whatever. Number 13. This one I don't really like. I thought it left a weird aftertaste. Second time I'm mentioning aftertastes, by the way. I must have it must be one of my things.
It's good. That's a good band name, by the way, Matt. That's a good band name. If you and I ever start a band name, we're gonna call it Aftertaste.
The Aftertaste. We recycle old music from
the Aftertaste.
That was the Aftertaste with their latest. Yeah, good work. Good.
Man, we're gonna be so big.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Aftertaste.
The Aftertaste.
Oh wow. Okay. Anyway, number 13, Golden Grams. I'm iffy. 1976.
That was a weird aftertaste. I know what you're saying.
You agree with me?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
They were good while you're eating them.
Yeah.
I had a weird thing back then as a kid, like the flavor you would eat. I don't know about you, but we would eat breakfast and then brush our teeth. Some people, I think, brush their teeth and then ate. I don't know, but I remember eating it and thinking that is a weird flavor. It just it didn't sit well with me here.
No, I get that.
Number 12, I remember these 1953 Honey Smacks. I think they're kind of boring, but
I don't remember.
I think they look like the Rice Krispies, okay. And they're small and they kind of just taste like honey. I don't think there's anything.
Must be a Northeastern thing.
No, as a kid, I think this was my number 1, Kev. Number 11, Cookie Crisp.
Oh yeah.
Any idea? 1977. Oh, these.
Crisp.
Yeah. The commercial's right here. Anybody can click on it. They, I think they changed these one as well. I remember them being in the actual shape of a large cookie. They were pretty big, and they had a little. I don't think they're that anymore. I think they're small, little round things. I think I haven't eaten these.
They were good,
but these were a treat for me because I remember my parents saying this was the bad cereal. So if I wanted Cookie Crisp, this was the once a year. Yeah, this was the bad one.
Mom, please, it's Christmas.
Yeah. Officer Crumb, 1982 to 1997. I don't really remember him.
I've never heard of that one.
This is a classic here. Number 10, Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs. Yeah.
Those were good. Like that was a plus.
Wait, that's cuckoo
Are
for
you
Cocoa Puffs,
cuckoo?
right?
Yeah, are you cuckoo for
Yeah.
Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah.
Along with the chocolate flavor. So those are really good.
That was one that would turn your chocolate brown, and you
Your
just
your
drink
milk.
down that
Your milk
chocolate
and a
milk.
chocolate.
Yeah,
Yes.
your milk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. The milk would turn chocolate, and then you would drink the milk at the end. That's a nice invention.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
It's like double pleasure. You get like the cereal and the chocolate milk. Come on.
Hey, Kev. I used to know when I was doing some jobs working with kids and all of that. And cereal was somewhat popular lunch for some of them. I had a kid. He would bring a little box of strawberry milk and pour it in a cereal.
Oh no!
Is that a little strange. Yeah,
oh, no.
Yeah. He would.
Oh no!
There were kids though, Kev. There were kids who would bring chocolate milk and pour it in their cereal, which I think that depending on the cereal.
And everyone like news reports, America has a serious problem with diabetes. No one can figure out why.
Yes, but I could, depending on the cereal. Like I wouldn't put that with like Cheerios, but like some of those other flavors, like why not? But the strawberry milk, I remember looking at that and being like, ooh, because it was pink. And he's pouring it in
strawberry milk with Cocoa Puffs. Oh man, bring it on.
And then they throw up later. On the playground. Number 9, honey bunches of oats with
almonds. Oh, dude, that was my favorite. I loved that until I was an adult. I'm going to admit, I would go back home and visit my parents, and I would pour out like an entire bag of honey bunches of oats into a bowl and eat it.
Could you ever eat the whole box at one point?
I was close. I was real close. I when I was probably 18, 19. That's what I do. I'd go visit my family, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to." I didn't matter the time of the day. Pour out a box of honey bunches of oats. I was probably close to a box. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
That stuff was good.
The next one here, I'm going to see if you can guess it. Number 8. I'm just going to say one word: leprechaun.
Oh, Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. Yeah, nice. Lucky Charms. 1964.
All right, man. I have to ask you then. When you ate Lucky Charms, did you save the marshmallows to left?
I did both. I did both. Some I would make sure. Yeah, some I would make sure that I got them in the spoonful, because without a marshmallow, it was kind of blah.
True.
It didn't have great flavor.
I'm the same though. Like I would eat my first 10 bites together, and then I'm like, okay, all right, yeah. Now I'm gonna be a really respectable child, and I'm gonna save the good stuff for last because I'm really mature. And delayed gratification.
Yeah.
I'm really cool. So marshmallows for the end. Yeah.
All right, here. Let's see here. But do you remember though with those the commercial? That one was a really good commercial because the leprechaun would go, "They're after me, Lucky Charms." Yeah. Remember?
Lucky Charms. Yeah.
So that one was fun. Number 7. Now I have a kind of a fun fact that I remember from this, but this is Frosted Flakes. Number 7.
They're great.
Tony the Tiger. Now, did you know that Tony the Tiger was one of 4 mascots? They had like Elmo. They were all alliteration. So like Tony the Tiger, like Ernie the Elephant, Barry the Bobcat, something like that. But none of them worked. The kids, when they did like a test audience, they like Tony the Tiger, so they were like, all right, we'll just go with him.
Can you just imagine like that marketing experience? like you bring in kids in, you're doing like a test run, and like, okay, here's a cereal, Frosted Flakes with Ernie the Elephant. Mom, I don't like Ernie the Elephant. It's like, what the? How do these things not work?
I can't eat this anymore.
Like,
I don't know.
Can you imagine these kids like, I don't like that one, Mom. That's an elephant. I like the tiger. Like, shut up, Jimmy. Your cereal. Oh man, seriously.
But that's part of the ploy though, because think about it. The commercial. Who's watching the TV? The kids. If the character is well liked, then you go and bug your mom to go and buy them. Mom,
it's
right?
true. I know. But how do they test that out? They had to have a test audience, and so they must testing out a bunch of these kids, and the kids are like, "No, I don't like Ernie the Elephant. I like the tiger."
Barry the Bamboo. Yeah. Maybe color.
How they get to these things.
I mean, he
was good. He was good. It worked. Yeah, I get it, but I wonder how they got.
And of course, it says here, Tony was right. They're totally great. All right, this one I thought was pretty good. Number 6, Apple Jacks.
Yeah,
I
I
liked
remember
I
Apple
liked
Jacks.
it.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
Kind of nondescript, but good. Yeah,
Cinnamony and sweet.
yeah.
There's nothing like Apple
Very
Jacks. All right,
sweet.
1965 they came out. Number 5. This one, the what is he? He had a beak.
Oh yeah, the
Toucan
toucan. Yeah,
Sam.
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops. Yeah, number
Yes.
5,
Oh, I love
1963.
Fruit Loops.
It says I like this line. If there were a Mount Rushmore for breakfast cereal characters, Toucan Sam is on there.
True.
Absolutely. He
True.
absolutely is.
And the cereal too, man. That was when I was little. That was probably my favorite. So that was a normal favorite. So Captain Crunch came. I was like, oh, this is a big deal. Fruit Loops was the more normal thing that we were kind of allowed to have. Oh man, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit Loops was amazing.
Oh yeah. Now number 4 here. I'm iffy with this one. I don't even really recall it. Number 4 was Oreo O's.
The name rings a bell. I don't think we ever eat them, though. Yeah, it was too sweet.
No, 1997.
Okay.
So Oreos that were smaller than an Oreo, and there went that.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Number 3, we're at the end here. Number 3 from 1967, Captain Crunch Berries.
Yeah. Oh, Crunch. Okay, yeah. So that's the
berries. This one was the color.
Yeah, that was good.
That
was good.
Yeah. So we had Peanut Butter Crunch earlier on.
That was way back. Man, I would have taken Peanut Butter Crunch above Crunch Berries.
Yeah, me too. Right. I think I would have flipped them, right? Because I think maybe adults or maybe those 13-ish-year-olds, I think they would like the peanut butter. I think that's more of an adult.
I think so.
But maybe not.
Yeah.
If you're an overgrown kid with a sweet tooth, you would like the Captain Crunch Berry. All right, number 2. I'm not really a fan. Number 2 is Honey Nut Cheerios. Like,
yeah.
All right.
They had their time. Yeah, that was something I remember.
Aftertaste.
Like we would give, like, when babies got to be toddlers, they'd get Cheerios. Like my mom would let them suck on Cheerios, and eventually they were able to suck on Honey Nut Cheerios, and that was like the life-changing moment. They're like 3 or 4 years old. It's like, okay, you get a couple Honey Nut Cheerios. Like,
it's like getting the Burger King Big Kids meal now.
Oh man,
like you're older, you don't need you don't need the small one anymore.
That's true.
You're an adult now.
So
number 1.
2. Wow.
That was number 2. Yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios. And again, I don't know how they're ranking this. Like I don't know who's saying what. Number 1, do you want to guess, or do you want me to just say?
Well, it's got to be Captain Crunch then, right?
No.
Huh.
There is no Captain Crunch.
That was just the mixed one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. Wait.
But was there a Captain Crunch?
Rice Krispies.
No.
What? Okay. Wait. What have we missed? Cheerios. We had Captain Crunch. We had Fruit Loops.
It's a popular name, so it's
Lucky Charms. I don't know.
So it's a small little square full of cinnamon.
Oh, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, 1984.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And they agree with us here. When you're done with the cereal, there's a delectable bowl of sweet milk filled with cinnamon and sugar for you to drink.
Makes you so sick.
Yeah.
I ate that. I think I ate a bowl of that. I think it was the last time I was in the US, like 2 years ago. And it was amazing, man. Yeah, it was like, it was so good. It was like, man, I could have eaten the whole box. And man, I'm telling you, I ate that bowl and I sat down and I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. I felt so sick. It was so much sugar and bloatedness. But it was good. It was good. Was it worth it? I don't know, but it was good.
I think too, if you remembered from then to now, I think that cereals tasted different back then. Maybe it was just a kid, but there was a little bit different of a. They don't taste the same.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think there's a little bit of a. But so that's our cereals. I'm reading the comments too, and of course people have their thoughts. You missed Quaker Puff oats and all of that, whatever.
I remember those.
No wonder half the population is obese.
That is, I mean, it is really true. It seriously is like a comment I want to leave after this that somehow, like, my family is generally not overweight. I have no idea because we did eat a lot of cereal. Because I think it's something we've really learned, that if you start your day on sugar, you're just like determining that you're going to have a bad day and you're going to gain weight. So definitely, if you can start your day with protein or something, but sugar, and actually it's something that's pretty well studied, that if you can eat sugar, but it needs to be after a meal. So you need to eat a meal and then right after the meal, eat a dessert, or have a bowl of cereal, but don't eat a bowl of cereal, a sweet stuff in the morning, because that it just sends off your I don't know, your metabolism or your
You're
sugars,
done.
and it drops all your blood sugars, etc. And it's a bad idea. Yeah, don't do that.
Somebody said there was actually a study about this. Is like it was like, is this why all these kids have ADHD? Because we're sending them to school
Huh?
on sugar highs.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was actually an
sure.
article somewhere.
There's a lot of good. Actually a really good topic. We gotta say that for next week, Matt. ADHD, and as a former teacher,
ADHD and cereal.
it's actually a really good question. Cereal, forcing boys to sit in a classroom, for 8 hours a day. There's a lot of good topics. That's a good one.
Ugh,
We'll have to say that because I think there's
it's
a
a good
lot of things
one.
you can cover with that. Yeah, that's a really good
There was.
question
I
that I
read an
think it's
article.
actually been looked at too scientifically.
There was an article years ago by Matt Walsh. You know the name that
Oh
and
yeah,
his article was called "ADHD Does Not Exist," and I think
I
it had
buy that. Yeah,
some good arguments in it. Yeah, I think it had
yeah,
some good things to say. But at the same time, like I think there's a lot of things to dive deeper into. Well,
sure.
dive a bit into deeper with that. But yeah, so that's our 50 cereals. Did you want to?
Nice. That was fun. That was
On
fun.
another note, did you want to jump to the
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
really quick?
I honestly didn't think about it,
Okay.
but you go first, and I'll go after you.
Well, yeah, I'll just read them. They're very short. So this is from I got this from the Catechism, My Catholic Faith. If anyone wants to look, page 74, and it's called the Ascension. So this is the the Catholic teaching here on the Ascension, and it says here Christ bore on his body the marks of the 5 wounds, and the qualities of his risen body were. So I believe, and I reread this, and I doesn't make mention of it here, but I believe that when our soul is reunited with our bodies at the final judgment, that I believe when we get our bodies back, I believe we have these qualities as well. But don't quote me on that because I couldn't find it here, and I don't. I would think that we do, and I remember hearing that we do, but I don't want to be wrong. So the first one is it says agility. So a resurrected body, which Christ had, it could go with the quickness of thought to all places. I think that's rather cool.
Uh-huh.
Like, all of a sudden your 24-hour flight to Japan is like, I'm there.
Sounds nice.
Like
Save
by
my
location.
drive into Mass.
Yeah, you save on gas.
hour-long drive. Like boom.
Right. You're just there. The second quality of a resurrected body is subtility or spirituality. This means it was free from hunger, thirst, fatigue, and other needs. It could also penetrate material substances. So you're not suffering from, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I don't feel good, I have a headache, which I think every American feels because of their cereals in the morning.
Real quick, can you imagine that? It's always one of those things like you see in the Bible where Christ was risen, and then he just I forget there was a couple days later, and I forget the exact line, but something like then, and then he appeared among the disciples of the apostles.
He was just there.
He was just there. I mean,
Right.
it's like, what would your? It's a beautiful thing about the apostles. They were so human, and sometimes like
Yes.
almost like stupidly human, which I actually
Yes.
I appreciate. And can you imagine? This was before the Holy Ghost came, so they're still just fishermen. Can you imagine? You're just standing there, it's like, okay, Christ is risen, and I'm sure, of course, they're absolutely over the moon about it. They're exuberant, they're joyful, but they don't really quite understand what it means. And then just all of a sudden, oh, there he is. It's just one of those things I wonder sometimes. Like, can you imagine your reaction if you're one of the apostles and you're just standing there chatting about the biggest fish you caught, and then boom, there's Christ. It's just an amazing.
What I think, and you made a good point, and I think this gets lost either in scripture or reading the lives of the saints, was that again, these were people who woke up in the morning, went to bed at night, and when you group people together, I'm sure there's personality clashes.
Totally.
And there when you read into it, there's somebody who I was listening to some years back, and she kind of like dug a bit deeper, and there's one part, and I don't know if it's oh man. Well, there's one line in one of the accounts of the gospel where I don't know if it's Matthew, maybe, or somebody says something about doctors, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but somebody said that was a swipe at St. Luke, like, he was like, like those doctors, and they would they would hear John call himself the apostle whom Jesus loved, which is taken in a bit is more so taken as the apostle that Christ showed the greatest amount of mercy towards. But you can see like the person I was being like, he thinks he's all that, like So these were
Yeah.
who does he think he is? So but yeah, they were, and a lot of times you're right, they were dodos. I think somebody said in a lot of ways they were like, huh, and you
Well,
wonder if
especially
Christ
before
got
the
frustrated with
Pentecost, right?
them.
I mean, I think
Of
after the
course, they were
Pentecost, then they're filled
correct,
with the Holy
correct,
Ghost, right? But before the
correct.
Pentecost, you just see it through the Bible. You
They were
see
fearful
there are just
Jews, right?
times where it's kind of like, what are you doing? But then you also
Yeah.
put yourself in that place, and it's like, yeah, that's probably exactly what I would have done. We all
Hmm.
wish that we would be Saint John under the cross, but most likely we're Saint Peter, denying Christ and then running away. That's most likely
Sure,
hopefully we're not Judas, but most
sure,
likely we're Saint Peter. And I think it's a humbling thought that you had 12 disciples who were chosen by God to follow him,
literally.
and 11 of them, or okay, one of them, literally betrayed him, and 10 of them ran away.
Hmm. And they were all, for the exception of one, martyred. They
Yeah.
were all killed, and who was it? Saint Luke? Yeah, Saint Luke was spared it,
No,
most
St.
likely
John.
because,
St. John's the
or
one
Saint
who was
John
not.
rather, Saint John,
He
right? Saint
suffered
John,
martyrdom,
but
but
he
he was
suffered a
not
martyrdom in a
killed.
different, right, from the
Right.
cauldron, I believe it was, or
Right.
something
Exactly.
along those
Yeah.
lines. So if only, Kev, I think about that, and if only they believed in ecumenism, like they would have been all set. They would have been
Yeah.
just fine,
True.
but
Yeah. Right.
only they knew.
Oh, there
So
was a
yeah,
great
that's
quote
that's
from
neat.
from. We're gonna have to talk about that next week too. Bergoglio had an unbelievable ecumenism quote
Oh, he had
this
a
week.
great week. He had a
Oh
great week
man.
or two.
Okay, next week,
Yeah,
Matt. Next, we're already approaching an
the
hour,
Earth
man. We'll
has a
talk.
fever.
We got to cover. Oh, just unbelievable. Yeah, we'll cover that next week.
So after that, clarity and brightness. So the resurrected body shone with absolute splendor.
Hmm.
And then the last one, impassibility. So the body was immune to pain, disease, and death. So those are the four attributes that Christ in his resurrected body had. But you're right, though, the thing of like just passing through materials and matter and walls and whatnot, like there was a thing too, makes me think of how he just appeared, and they were the apostles were, or Mary Magdalene was prevented for a moment of recognizing him, and
Right.
all of those moments were like, um it's just beautiful, and it's just those things. It makes you think too that all the things that we suffer from today are result of original sin and consequences of original sin, and now we have to deal with all of these things. But um just that ability to be immune from like pain or disease or all of that, and you just have that as a part of you, like it's incredible, it's beautiful.
Well, it's always people ask the question, and I'm sure you and I both ask the same question. What will we enjoy in heaven? Is it
Mm,
can we eat cake all the time? Can we bring our dogs? I mean, and these different types of things. And I think
mm,
that the idea, I think, as far as I understand, is allowed by the church. The church says, yeah, sure, it's possible. Whatever is happiness, whatever is
I
joy,
believe you're
whatever
right. Yeah, I
is
believe you're right.
good, is of course allowed in heaven. But I think it's also pretty much generally admitted that if you're in the beatific vision, if you're allowed to see God, you don't need cake.
Mhm.
It's like,
That's, I think, yeah.
our the way of thinking now, our joy, our pleasure is an extra slice of cake. It's our dog. It's even our children. But when you've reached the success of heaven, of eternity, and you're there with God forever
You
to
don't care about your
praise
pet
and
fish,
adore, and
right?
yeah, exactly. You're like, I don't, yeah, but I think if it helps you to to seek heaven and to love the idea of perfection and eternal happiness, then I think it's okay to say, okay, yeah, sure, my dog's going to be there in heaven, or I'll have an extra slice of cake. And I think that's a yeah, I think that I think it's
One more
allowed,
bowl
but
of
again,
cereal.
it is kind of silly when you think about it. It's like, okay, well, in the end,
We
God
just
is
we just
there.
better make sure we don't see people putting milk before their cereal.
Man, Matt, if they
Keep an
put
eye.
milk before their cereal, they are not in heaven. I'm just gonna say
Who's
that right.
the patron of chefs? He can. Let me Google. Is
Oh,
it
chefs.
Christopher? I know
No, he's
this. Now I'm
travelers.
stuck. You're right. Patron of
Chefs.
chefs. Saint Lawrence
Oh,
was the
he's
go-to
he's
patron
of
of cooking.
grill meisters at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good question.
No, but you're
He's
right. It
definitely
says, but
a
there's
barbecuer.
another
Yeah.
one. There's another one.
Saint
I
Lucy, I
can't think
think,
of.
is somehow. It's funny that you have several of these saints who are just patrons of everything. Saint Barbara,
Yeah,
Saint
right. There's a
Lucy.
few who just have it all.
Oh,
That's right.
they're just patrons of everything. Patronesses. But that's a good question. Anyone in the comment section, let us know. Patron saint of chefs. That's a good question. I like that. Saint
It's got
Lawrence,
to be
yeah,
Italian.
definitely of grillers, people who grill, because he was
Mhm.
he was grilled
Yeah, he was
and laughed
grilled. Yeah,
about it.
right. But the patron of chefs has to be an Italian though. Extra garlic, extra onion has to be.
Probably.
I often
Yeah.
think like I don't know how far back the culture goes centuries ago, but Saint Gemma Galgani had to know how to cook and cook well. She had to.
True.
I thought of this for
True.
years, for a very long
Yeah,
time.
that's a fair point. Yeah,
She
probably.
had to.
Very
Oh,
Italian. I
very
have a picture of
Italian.
it. You can't obviously we don't have the video on, but keep a
Yes.
picture of Saint Gemma in my
Oh, you
library.
will.
And she's one of the ones I really like Saint Teresa, even Saint Pius X. Many of these that you have pictures of, and you have these beautiful saints. And Saint Pius X, not beautiful, but handsome. I mean, just very strong and powerful,
Yes.
and just handsome.
Have you?
Good looking. And I think that's I don't know. There's something about that. And of course, I'm sure there are ugly saints too. That doesn't matter.
Mm.
The physical, looks obviously does not matter for who went to heaven, but there's something about it that's kind of, I don't know,
Have you ever
inspiring, I
seen?
suppose.
Have you ever seen Saint Pius X as a child? That picture of
Yeah.
him as like,
Oh, he's
oh, he's
cute.
like such a
Oh, he
great
was a.
looking kid. Yeah, great
I mean,
looking
as
kid.
young man, he was always good looking. He was a very
You could
masculine.
tell they're
God,
virtuous.
you
Yeah.
seen him when he was ordained? I think it is. We have a picture of him as a bishop
Yes.
too. But he's
Yeah.
just a super masculine, strong, strong jawed. Oh, I love it. Oh, he's
Yes,
my
you can
favorite.
see it.
I sent
You're right.
the best.
You're right.
Recently celebrated his feast day. I think last
We
week,
did. We did. We did. And it's
2 weeks ago,
funny.
maybe.
I saw this post and they called him. It was like "Happy Feast" to this Titan of a Pope, this hammer of heretics, this sword against modernism. And compare that to whoever's there today.
You know what's interesting, Matt? We
Wow.
just finished our pilgrimage this last weekend. So our long walk to Altötting here in Germany, which I cannot recommend everyone go. You got to go next year. Everyone, please go next year. It's amazing, amazing group. Really, really, it's not fun, but it's very enjoyable and extremely rewarding. Matt's going to come next year. He's already promised.
I might.
Um,
I might. I
but
might. I have to make
in
sure.
the church, it was really interesting that in that little church, in the little shrine that's famous in Europe, Germany for sure. They had a picture of Benedict, not
No.
of Francis. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, they're 2013 State Ava contests.
pretty much. Yeah, so it's
Mm,
yeah. I
well,
mean,
now
I don't
he's
love
dead.
it, but it's like it's still interesting. It's like, oh, okay. There's a little bit of conservatism there, I suppose. There's a little bit of
Yeah.
hope in it. Yeah, of course, Matt and I both know, and we all know that's not far enough. But hey, something. I'll take every little
Gotta
win.
go back about 5 more, but
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Gotta start somewhere. Just gotta go in there and replace it with a picture of Pius.
Yeah,
XII.
right. I'll go. Yeah.
Right.
I'll go and do
Don't let
that.
him see. Next year, Matt's coming. Everyone's going to come. It's usually first week of September, last week of August. So mark it on your calendars. This year we had people from several. We had 5 people from the States. We had people from Germany, Austria. Usually
Oh.
we have Italy. We have guy came over from Czechoslovakia. It's very, very international and really rewarding. And I have heard from people who went on this pilgrimage who received like true miracles from it, like actual like incredibly prayers answered. So it's over
Oh,
now.
beautiful.
We just did it this weekend, but I can't recommend it enough. It's an incredible experience. Everyone, mark your
Great.
calendars next year. Pilgrimage to Altötting. It probably I just mark the 2 weeks, last week of August, first week of September. It's really incredible. It's a life-changing experience. I can really almost guarantee it. And let's just say your prayers aren't answered, which I doubt. You get to meet a lot of really cool Catholics, young
Sure.
Catholics. Right? I mean, really, the average age is probably about 25 or something. Really
Wow.
young, really vibrant, really, really, really cool. Anyway, Matt, boy, we've gone super
Wonderful.
long today. We talked about
know
40
we had
minutes
a
about
lot.
cereal, which was awesome. I actually
It
really
was.
enjoyed
That
it.
was great.
It
That was
was
fun.
better than
I
I
like the
expected.
ranking thing.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, it was fun.
Rankings are always pretty cool.
They are cool. Yeah, it makes it just kind of go and riff off of it and have a bit of fun. And I bet everyone's sitting there thinking like, man, that reminds me of my childhood. And if anyone goes out
Have a
and
bowl of
buys a box of
cereal.
cereal, you got to let us know. Comment. And if you do, if you're like, oh man, that sounded so good, you got to let us know which one you want. And let us know in the comments which ones is what was your favorite. I do have to say, I hope people aren't really eating too much cereal anymore because it really is pretty much poison. But man, I have no regrets in saying that I loved it as a child. Let us know what you guys like, and if you still like it, I'm fine with that. Let us know. Do you eat fettuccine cereal like Matt does, or are you still a Captain Crunch fan? Let us know in the comment section. Yeah. Matt, any last words?
No, I was going to say after the aftertaste performs, we'll
Yeah,
we'll
and
hand out
that's
our
what we're gonna do. Okay,
linguini.
we're gonna do aftertaste. We're gonna do our aftertaste band, and we're gonna shoot out Captain Crunch from cannons.
We're going to shoot it from like those the t-shirt
Yeah,
cannons.
you can just open your mouth. So
from a
you open
baseball
your
game.
ears to our music, and then open your mouths to the Captain Crunch
That's it.
from our Captain Crunch cannons.
Sold at those booths outside the
Man,
outside
we're
the
gonna be
venue.
we're gonna be famous, man. We're gonna be famous. Let's do it. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Let us know. Yeah, what was your favorite cereal? What are you most looking forward to do? When you get your body back after dying. Hopefully we're all in heaven. And what is it that you most are looking forward to? And I suppose, again, we're all probably going to say, well, of course, it's being in the presence of God. But come on, you can be creative. That's all right. I'd say,
Sure.
Matt, do you have one before we end? What are you most looking forward to? Knowing everything. Who killed JFK?
I think the pyramids. We were supposed to talk about.
Nice.
I was interested about the pyramids, but I just think too, getting to converse with all of the saints that you've so read about.
Totally.
All of that, I think that would be like.
Sit down with St. Pius X, St. Teresa, St. John.
Oh, got a few questions
Let's
for
do
all
it.
of them.
Well, everyone, let's go to heaven, and we will meet you there. You can also meet us next week.